101 on this very cold Tuesday morning. I'm Therese Hannon, my co-host Mike Ellison. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Therese.
Skating in here at the last second,
Hey,
were you?
it's icy out there.
Yes. Well, speaking of, I think this weekend is going to be a major event. They're talking and looking at it more and more seriously, like it's not a if, but more of a when it's going to get here and how severe is it going to be. I know that they are saying North Alabama's going to get the worst of it, but that what we are probably going to see, if it gets this far, is going to be a lot of ice. And that's worse than anything else we could get.
Right.
And they're
Sure
saying,
is.
you might want to prepare yourself. What are you going to do? How are you going to make it last if you don't have power for a couple of days? That happened before with the Snowmageddon, they call it, because it was really not snow. It started off snow, but then it went to ice quickly.
Yeah.
And that caused a lot of problems, and a lot of folks didn't have power.
Wow.
I mean, it does. It causes trees to snap. It causes power lines to go down, and it turns into a big old mess.
Yeah, it sure can. I tell you what, that was that brings back a lot of memories when you mentioned Snowmageddon.
Uh-huh.
Remember all the photos and the aerial photos of the interstates with just hundreds of cars abandoned?
Yeah.
I mean, people had to leave their car and walk, and get somewhere, which they did. I think
They did a lot, but it had that one
But still, that's
doctor.
let's hope we don't get quite to that degree.
He had to leave his car and walk to work because he had a surgery or something that he had to perform, and he made sure he got there. And but here's the thing that sticks out in my mind about it, and it's how right there at I-20 where the Bass Pro exit is,
Yeah,
where you get to Leeds. The mayor was like, if you need to abandon your car, don't worry, we're not going to do anything with it. And then promptly issued tow trucks to go and tow all the cars and hold them hostage for like these outrageous tow amounts, like $300 and $400. And quickly, our governor shut that down and said, this is a state of emergency, and you're not doing this. You're going to give these people their cars back, and any money they've paid you, you're going to refund. And so they had to do it. And, man, you talk about having egg on your face. Oh, my goodness.
They had it, didn't they?
They sure did, and they rightly so. I mean, I couldn't believe.
Taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. During a state of emergency, one of the things you can't do is inflate pricing.
Price gouging.
Yep. Which a lot of people do.
They-
I'm just going to tell you, it happens. You need to get a battery, $9, for a AA battery, pack of 4, $9,
Yeah.
You need a flashlight, you need a generator, it's going to be 3 times the cost. I mean, it does happen. I think they've done a good job of trying to weed that kind of stuff out, but it does still happen. You get some that just fall through the cracks, and they do it. And that was very obviously taking advantage of an unfortunate situation.
Well, you see, after a tornado or a hurricane, I remember when I was younger hearing a lot about ice, the price of ice, because nobody had any refrigeration. They tried to use ice, and so it became like gold.
Oh, yeah.
And even though, it certainly is a depreciating asset, isn't it? But,
Yep.
yeah, they would do that, and that's where it began to bring light to it. And so at least that's the way I remember it. And then it focused on everything else, like, the fuel would go up, hotel rooms double or triple. It's just supply and demand. And
Yeah.
that's part of our capitalist system.
Yeah. That's a not so good part of it for
That's exactly
for the
right.
citizens. I mean,
There
the
are
business
good and bad
ends,
parts of it, of course.
Now,
Everything.
remember, when we had, I don't know, did it get this far? Because I was in Center Point when this happened, the blizzard of '93. Did it get this far?
Oh, yes,
Okay, I don't
it
remember
did.
if it affected the whole state or not. I just remember it really affected where I was, and we didn't have power for a week. And when it first snowed, and it snowed up to my kneecaps, we didn't have any power, so we were putting all of our food outside on the balcony to stay cold, and it did a really good job.
Yeah, that's right. It would.
Stayed cold for a while.
If the animals didn't get it.
And but that just was so out of the norm for something like that to happen, and it took everybody. Nobody was prepared for that. Not a single soul, and certainly not the folks that I ended up stuck with. I ended up stuck with 2 bachelors and one of them's girlfriend, and we had nothing but a can of tuna to spare between us and a gallon of milk.
Ooh.
I was like,
Well, you didn't have much.
boys did not plan for this at all.
You didn't have much to put out into the snow to keep
No.
cold, did you?
And we were putting T-shirts on our heads, socks on our feet. We were doing everything we could to keep warm inside because it was just, and we had the people across the street had the bright, or across the hall in the apartment complex had the bright idea, well, let's just get our grill out. And it caused a mess because, you're in the breezeway, and that never turns out good.
No.
They got shut down quickly with that. You're not going to be doing that in the breezeway.
Those fumes that come off of it, I forget what that, carbon monoxide, I think. Some of our chemistry friends that are watching, you can respond.
Yeah.
Make sure I know I'm talking about the right chemical there that gets into the air. But they say, there's warnings on there. Say don't, it's not for indoor use or enclosed use.
Enclosed use, yeah.
Yeah.
And what do people do? Well, let me just try out and see.
Yeah, well,
I just don't know if I believe that or not. I'm just gonna let me put it to the test.
There's enough air in here. I'll be good.
It'll be fine. And then it's not fine.
I'm getting sleepy.
Or something catches on fire, which we did see a lot of that. A lot of different apartment buildings and other places, they were trying to do that, and they caught buildings on fire,
That's right.
It was like, what in the world? Like, you have to... I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, but I know better than that. Come on, even I wouldn't do something like that.
The way I look at that is at least you're in the box, right? You're in the box,
I'm
no
in the
matter
box.
how
It's not gonna be
bright your bulb is. Talking about catching things on fire, if you remember, I think it was in 95, 94, 95, somewhere in there, at the Auburn and LSU football game. There was what they call it the barn, but I think it was like the Auburn, where they played basketball, whatever they call the gymnasium there.
Okay.
The old one.
Right.
I mean, it's made out of, heart pine wood and.
Oh, Lord, that's not good.
People used to tailgate all around it, and it had a real nice porticos all around it, so you had places you could get under, for shade. And somebody left there after they were tailgating after the game started. Someone left their grill, their charcoal grill, under the portico, and somehow it caught it on fire. And you may not remember it, but I mean, flames were shooting up around the stadium. It looked like the stadium was on fire.
Oh,
So
Lord.
that stuff that's well, has nothing really to do with weather, but we just talking about
Stuff just getting out of
charcoal
hand.
grill. Yeah, that's right.
Stuff getting way
it's
out of hand.
supposed to get really cold. I saw it was going to be the lows are going to be in the teens, and that's not even the wind chill factor.
No.
We got a couple of days next week that they say might not get above freezing all day, which makes me think of Wisconsin or something.
And look, I was built for fall.
Yeah.
I was built for fall in in winter-like weather around Christmas. After that, I'm done with it. I'm ready for it to be a little more fall-like. So I don't do well in sub-temperatures like that. I don't do well at. As a matter of fact, I complain a lot.
We get our
gets
fall
like
in like December, November, right? Maybe.
Kind of, we do
right
really
before the winter. If we get any.
And it's been, like on Christmas Day, it was very fall-like.
It was like 70 degrees, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, I mean, it
Pretty
was
warm.
like, what in the world? But now,
Snake weather.
Now, winter's coming.
Yeah, it
She's
is.
mad.
She's coming with a vengeance.
Yes, she is.
That wind comes down from the north. You can just feel it. You don't have to know.
Cuts
That's how you can know
right
you're
through you.
know your directions.
Yeah. All right. It is 7:11. We're going to thank our morning show sponsors. Thank you to Chilton Mobile Home Supply, Country Financial Insurance, Central Alabama Wellness, Coca-Cola. Oh, Mikey, he came by yesterday. He was off, and he chose to spend part of his morning here with Piper Peach, and we do appreciate that. We love Mike. Here we go. A 1 and a 2 and a... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I wasn't here when we debuted these, but you'll notice that we have our very own Piper Peach water from Alabama Mineral Springs. It's simply artesian, and we're very proud of this. Looks good, too.
Really delicious water, too.
Yeah, I mean, spring water like that you can tell a difference when you taste it.
Oh, yeah, and you can definitely tell the difference here. That's why it's called Mineral Springs. You can,
Right.
I think you can taste those minerals. It's delicious.
They're just dancing on your tongue, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They do.
All right. Also, thank you to Chilton Chamber of Commerce, Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Putter Up in Pelham, Save More, Old Orchard Amish Furniture, Woods Surfside Marina. They had a big boat show this past weekend.
That's right. We talked about that last week.
Also, Market 22, formerly Bees Market, and This and That Vinyl. We appreciate them so much for being a part of our morning show and a part of just everything we do here at Piper Peach. We couldn't do it without them. Yesterday, do I have time? Yeah, I do. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr.'s we celebrate his birthday.
That's correct.
We
Right.
honor him and his works, his vision. As he was a pioneer for civil rights and
His
civil rights
legacy.
movement. Yep.
Is that?
And we here in Clanton have a group of folks that get together, and every year for the past 30 years they get together and do a Martin Luther King Jr. Day parade.
They do.
Mr. Robert Binion, his wife Lucy, and son Carl, they all get together and organize this thing. And we were so proud to be a part of that yesterday. We went out and took a lot of pictures, interviewed some folks. And we did put that up on our Facebook page if you would like to go back and see that.
I saw that.
But I will tell you, what Robert said, in the beginning, to be a part of anything like that, Robert and his family would go to Prattville, and that's where they would have one. And he said, why am I going to Prattville to do this? I have my own town. I can do my own thing. So he tried to get a permit for a parade, and he was originally shut down. But then the following year, he was granted the permit for the parade, and he's been doing it with his wife and son now for 30 years. He's very proud of it, as he should be. Robert was all over the place yesterday. We tried to wrangle him down about 4 times for an interview, and he would say, okay, and then we'd get the mics and stuff, and then Robert's gone. And we're looking around, where's Robert? Where's
duty
Robert?
calls, huh?
Yep, Lucy would say, he's over there. Carl was like, well, he's over here now. He'll be right here, I promise. And he'd get there, we'd get the mic, and all of a sudden, he's gone again.
He's gone again.
I was like, well, when you're the man in charge, I guess, that's what happens.
Right. Duty calls, like I said. You got somebody responsible. He feels responsible and wants to make sure it runs smoothly.
But this is a little sensitive, I think, what I'm about to say. I will say this. I'm very disappointed in the participation. If we're going to do Veterans Day parades and have a lot of people stand outside and salute and honor, and we're going to do homecoming parades, and we're going to do Christmas parades and whatever else parades, I really was disappointed that we didn't have more people participating, like not only being in it, but also participating by being, watching it, being a part as a spectator. I would hope that maybe next year that this thing would see a lot more participation, because Dr. King's what he contributed is it set the precedence, really. He is the pioneer of the civil rights movement, and that is important for so many people for so many reasons. You know, the little girl that we interviewed yesterday, she was excited to be in the parade because she'd never been in one. But she also said because she knows that Dr. King was important and she wants to keep the dream alive. And it's not that, I don't remember who it was we interviewed, said something really profound, said this isn't about race. It's about people coming together as one and promoting love, unity, and kindness. And I 100% agree with that. And I would love it if we could really show that we accept that and know that, and by, you know, really showing out for these parades and being a part of them.
I think, Trace, a little bit to do with it is the fact that it has been quite cold. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I mean, it is in January, and it's, you know, mid-January. And so when you're going to have a good chance, you're going to have some, you know, decently cold weather here. And, I mean, there's a lot of folks just, I don't know if it's live streamed. I don't know if it was. I assume that it probably was.
We didn't live stream it. We just videoed it and
no, but I
took
mean,
pictures.
Somebody else could have done it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if it was, you know, there was ways to watch it. But I understand what you're saying. I was thinking about that. And
because the one downtown gets a lot of fanfare.
Like I said, it's been going on for a long time. I've seemed to recall once, maybe twice, that they did cancel it because it was, you know, just bitter cold.
Just bitter cold, yeah.
But I'm glad to know that they had it, and regardless how it was attended. The fact that they did it, and you got to take your hats off. Somebody puts in that much effort.
He said,
for
Robert
something
said,
that they
if
are
it
so
was
proud
one,
of. We all
one
are
or
proud of
1,000,
him.
he was going to do it.
I remember living in Montgomery and working for Alpha Insurance as a claims adjuster, and having a claim at his church there in Montgomery. Oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. I was thinking of it, the name of it, regardless. But have a historical marker right there. It's just right. It's about a block or two from the Capitol, and just walking in there and realizing, wow, you know, all these things I've watched on television and read about occurred. A lot of it occurred. All the planning, and a lot of the planning, rather, right there in that church.
Yep.
And it was pretty amazing. And there are historical markers like that all over Montgomery. If you've ever taken the time to ride around Alabama State University, it's just right there in the heart of it, of course. And they have a lot of markers there about this person's home or that person's home, and just how much they contributed to.
Exactly.
It wasn't just Martin Luther King, obviously, but he was like kind of the spearhead, if you will. And I'm glad he did what he did. I grew up. I was about 8 years old when he was killed. I think it was 1968, and he was shot, you know, in Memphis at that hotel. I think it was James Earl Ray was the assassin. But, you know, regardless of that, though, here we are, almost 60. Well, I guess it was almost 60 years later. I mean, 58 years later, and we're finally celebrating his birthday on a national level. And so I think everyone is quite aware of Dr. King and his legacy.
Yep.
I don't know. How do you think we're doing today with his vision compared to his vision? How do you think we're doing as a society?
Well, hold that thought. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'll answer that. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205 280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is 7:23. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studios. I'm going to say good morning to some folks. Got our YouTube watcher. Thank you so much for, we got several watchers. One comment, I should say. Patty, she says, Teresa, you do such a nice and professional job from a Cog Hill follower. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching and listening.
But
I do
it's so
appreciate
true.
it. That is so nice. Also, good morning to Ricky, Taylor, Martha, and Barry. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening. I do appreciate it. So before we went to break, Mike asked a question. He says, how do you think that we are doing in
comparison
to where we were
with Dr. King's
with
vision?
Dr. King's vision. I would love to say that we're doing a stellar job, but I don't think that we are. But I will say that there have been some wonderful things that have come out of this. You know, one of the biggest being the desegregation, you know, where everybody can gather together in the same place, which they should be able to do. You know, they should be able to vote. They should be able to do all these things. Everybody should be equal. And I think in that retrospect, we have done that. We've done that. I think if he could see the way things are going now, he'd be disappointed because there's still a lot of unrest out there. And I don't know the answer to resolving it. I don't know. I really don't. And I hate it. I hate that we're getting to a place now where it's kind of building back up again. You know, everything's kind of very. It's not only politically divided, but it's getting where it's racially divided too. And I hate that. I really do. I don't like to see us going in that direction. But you know, if you want the change, you have to be the change.
I was just thinking that thought.
Somebody said that yesterday. You know, you have to lead by example. So if you want things to stay the same and you're okay with the way things are, well, and that's the way they're going to be.
Keep doing the things the same way. Same things.
I would like to see us do better. I don't know the answer on how to make that happen, though. I think if we can get some leaders that truly want to see unification, then it'll happen. But until we get people who are not in in office and in places of power, that as long as we have that division, it's going to stay that way. If they're their wants are above everybody else's, it's going to always remain the same.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hard for 360 million people to be unified, because that's basically what our country is now. It's almost 360 million.
That's a lot of folks.
That's a lot of folks. I think there's about 5 or 6 right here in Alabama. So that's pretty hard to stay unified. Mm-hmm. We do better here, I think, personally. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm quite biased, and anyone who's watching in some other state, I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm just giving you my opinion of where I live and what I think. But you're right. But let's face it, we have a media out there, Trish, that their main goal is to uncover the dirt, dish somebody, and hopefully it's somebody that they disagree with, because they can make them look bad. And they intend in that it's gonna split us even worse. I mean, it's exactly what you said. That's where we are, and that is disappointing. But we don't all have to be that way. You said be the
Right.
change, and I mean, I prefer to think optimistically and act optimistically. I was in school when they became desegregated. And, I don't remember any problems. I'm sure there were. And there are other people I know who could tell other stories, because I certainly didn't live their experiences. Mm-hmm. But my experience was that I made a lot of good friends, people that even today when I see them on the street, we shake or hug and, talk about how good times were. We had some reunions and where people get back together after so many years, and we've talked about that, and I recall at one of our reunions where we kind of went around the table, so to speak, and everybody stood up, and every student there talked about what a good experience that was for us. And like I said, I'm not sure exactly how it is. Haven't been in school in a long time, but I've been around it with my child and the children, rather, and now my granddaughter. But I like to think optimistically, and I think that is a way that we can help come together, is to be more optimistic and speak more kindly to each other and remember our manners, quite frankly, because those are they're becoming a lost art.
Yes, it is.
Like cursive writing, we don't we don't have much, of that anymore. But
No, we don't. That's the only way I can really write too. Cursive is.
That's what
if
I've
you want
noticed
to read
about
my
you.
writing, you are going to want to watch me do cursive. But if I'm trying to print it, it is a hot mess.
Well, this is done very well.
I put some effort into that, so
Yeah.
you would be able to read
Yeah,
it. But,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I just, I don't want to spend too much time on this topic. But,
I understand, but obviously this is-
I do want to.
It can be a sensitive topic.
Yeah, because it can be, and I'm not trying to, shelter blame, throw blame on anybody. I'm just saying that, Taylor, at the end of the video that we did yesterday, she was like, "Keep spreading kindness." I could not have said that any better.
From such
that
a
is,
kind person.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, just do that. Be the light, be the change, and spread the kindness. That's pretty much it.
Well, I really have always taken heart to the idea of treating someone the way you would want to be treated. And working as I did for a long time with people's disasters in life. I tried to put myself in their position and tried to teach people that I worked with to treat those people. Well, how would you want to be treated if you just had a fire at your home or whatever the
Right.
claim was.
Exactly.
And so that always helped me, and I like to believe that it rubbed off on some of those guys and gals I work with.
Yeah, and I taught my children to be the same way. And thank goodness that worked. I just don't. And
Oh, absolutely. I was
they-
just talking in a business sense. I guess absolutely it was.
I raised my children
that way.
We don't see skin color. Period. I don't want somebody seeing mine.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I'm not going to let you say somebody else's. We're just people. We're a melting pot, and it's a good thing. It's a very good thing, actually. Let's move on to some football.
Football, national champions were crowned last
Did
night.
you watch it?
I actually watched almost every play of that game. I even stopped it
too.
while on my
Oh, I didn't get to do
streaming,
that.
so that if I had to leave the room for whatever reason, I wouldn't miss anything.
You wouldn't miss anything.
And I got about 30 minutes behind, so I got to skip most of the commercials
Yeah. Oh, see, that's the good
in
part.
the second half, particularly.
They played a lot of the commercial with Nick Saban in it for the Verbo vacation rental by owner, where the family comes to stay
Yeah.
at his, and he's like,
Like check-in is at 3 o'clock. It says 2:55. It says, I know.
it's like, and you're not allowed to have, and there's no laughing, no playing games, no fun.
Showers for 5 minutes. He says that this is not a spa.
This is not a spa. And then when they're in the hot tub all snuggled up to each other, they're looking at him, and he's just laid out in the hot tub with them. I am cracking up. Actually,
That's a good
that's a
commercial.
short and condensed version. The actual real video is a whole lot longer, and there's a whole lot more,
Yeah,
funny
coach
puns
is out
in
there
there.
cutting his grass
Yeah.
while they're trying to have lunch,
And they're just like,
I never realized it until that commercial that when you rented, you could actually rent a room in somebody's house and they're still there.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just go in, you're just like a guest of theirs, I
See,
guess.
and I won't do that.
I didn't realize that. No, I don't think I would do that
If I'm
either.
gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and you're not gonna be there. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just renting your home
We've
that
rented
you
a couple
own,
houses,
and
you
I'm
know.
just not gonna. Not while you're there, though. I'm out on all that.
Down at the
not
beach, we got
happening.
this huge house it was about 12 of us, I think, once, and actually we've done it a couple times. We just did it this summer on the Tennessee River, but through Airbnb, which I guess is another similar to
It is. It's very
Verbo,
similar.
like you said.
Now we always did. We'd get a condo, and it would be like for 4 adults and 3 kids, and then, my 2 kids would bring each a friend. Their 3 kids would bring a friend, and so it was actually 4 adults and I don't know. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10 people
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a condo that's supposed to not fit that many, but we made it work. I mean, we were serious about it. I was like, everybody line their backpacks and
right.
bags up against the wall. You keep your shoes on top. You keep everything nice
So
and
you
neat.
did the itinerary? Okay. Your shower is from 8:10
No,
to 8:20.
I didn't really do that, but I did do the keep your plate. We had 2 blow up mattresses and a pull out bed.
Yeah.
And there was also another couch and a chair. So everybody just rotated,
Yeah.
took turns for the whole week. The parents got the beds. Of course, I'm paying for this thing. I'm not sleeping on the floor, and I'm certainly not sleeping on a pull-out couch either.
Yeah, we got to stay at a place down in Orange Beach. Actually, my wife and all the girls went. My wife and granddaughter and daughter and mother-in-law and sister-in-law, I think, all went to this beautiful place down in Orange Beach, but that's they were family's gone, of course, like you said, and just rent the whole place and just like 2 blocks across from the beach.
Oh,
So
heck yeah.
that's the way to go.
That's the way to go. All right, it is 7:34.
They had a great time.
We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the national championship game, and we're going to talk about a college team that has won their 2nd national championship in a row for a different sport. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa Mike, broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. Stay with us.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family. We are back. The time is 7:37. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio. Last night was the national championship football game, to which we did not have a single SEC team playing.
No, we didn't. No.
It was the Indiana Hoosiers and the Miami Hurricanes. And that game was back and forth pretty much the whole time.
27-21 is how it ended.
Yeah.
And Indiana really won because of a special teams play.
Yep.
In the third quarter, they blocked a punt for a and recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown, and went up. They were up by 3 at that time. They went up by 10, and then Miami just couldn't quite catch up. They played well. Carson Beck, wow, what a quarterback from Miami. I know
he took some. He took some hits last night. That boy, there was a couple of times I was like, he ain't getting up.
He's Georgia's coach.
Tag-teamed him.
I mean, he was Georgia's quarterback last year when they won the championship, or were in the championship, rather. And so he's back again with Miami. You know, re-signed with them with that NIL stuff. But, of course, the real player of the game was Fernando Mendoza. What a great name for a quarterback.
It is.
The Heisman Trophy winner for the Indiana Hoosiers. I mean, Indiana has so many firsts this year that they've never experienced. And it's all because, Teresa, of that NIL, where now teams are basically buying players, trying to assemble, just like a professional team does, trying to assemble the best players out there that money can buy.
Yeah, and, well, you know, I'm not a fan of the NIL. I think I've made that absolutely
I'm not
perfectly clear. And I don't know really too many people that are.
There's about 120 on each team that are real happy.
I think, you know,
players.
Obviously we've got to have some structure to it. And I kind of feel like, you know, somebody pointed out last night, there was a couple of hits that could have been targeting that were not called at all. They weren't called for a personal foul. They weren't called for anything. And I was kind of surprised at that. But, you know, there was one player, and I can't think of his name, who had to sit out, I think it was for Miami, first half of the game because of a targeting from the previous game.
Yeah, it's a automatic ejection for the next half, the next game.
So somebody said, you know what? If you start fining these boys and getting into their NIL money for when they do stuff like that, I bet it would stop.
Well, that's what happens in the NFL.
I think that's
not
a
those
bad
players
idea.
get fined for You
if
know,
we're going to treat
egregious
this
plays.
like a amateur pro sport, then we're going to treat it like one.
Well, exactly.
And a couple of those hits, sometimes it's just incidental. It's just like, you're in the moment of the play and something just happens. It's like the perfect storm. It happens. Helmets collide, shoulders collide, something happens, but it's not on purpose. To me, when you say targeting, that says I'm lowering my head, I'm shifting my body, I'm doing what I have. I'm aiming for you. That's what targeting means to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately, not every official looks at it that way. They're taking sometimes these incidental things that happen and trying to create a targeting penalty out of them, or they're just not calling them at all. So, I don't know. It was a phenomenal game until the last second. Hubby pulled for Miami. And, he had his reasons, and it was because of Carson Beck. And I was like, I ain't pulling for Indiana. And let me tell you why. They are 15-0. I do not
16
want to.
now.
I know. At the time, they were
That's
15-0. I do
subject.
not want to see them go that far and get beat by a team that doesn't have a perfect season. I just don't want to see that. If they're going, I want to see it go all the way. And, their coach, all the good plays, everything he did, he didn't clap.
No.
He just
Not
had
till
his
it was
eyebrows
over.
together. He was looking concerned the whole entire game. And then at the end, when they won, he broke out into the biggest smile,
Yes, he
raised his
did.
arms up in the air, and captured the Gatorade as it came
Oh,
down
I
over
know.
his head. He
I
said,
bet he was glad he was
"Ooh."
in Miami.
I think he said something about it being cold.
Oh, yeah, it was cold, but think if he'd been, outside somewhere else, like
I saw,
Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah, I saw Miami's coach get upset about a penalty, and I think it was a delay of game one.
Oh, yeah, I
And
saw that.
he dropped a bomb on camera. You could see exactly what he was
Yeah,
saying.
those
I was
poor
like,
coaches, it's hard for them to coach without that, I'm afraid. But, the Hoosiers won 27-21. Congratulations to them. The
phenomenal
third
game.
year in a row that the Big Ten Conference has won the national championship. Our SEC teams
Well-
it was great that we've expanded to 16 teams, but we're beating each other up, and then we get to the playoffs, and we may not have the strongest team because Indiana
No, because NIL.
doesn't have the schedule that we have. That's right.
NIL is
or
gonna
that we
keep
think
that
we
from
have at
happening.
least. But I have friends. I worked with a lot
In
of
low
guys
places?
from
You have friends in low places?
Well, Indianapolis is pretty low. No, I'm kidding. It's really a nice city, but I have friends there, and I'm happy for them because they were always talking about. They were always like, we're going to be Auburn fans because you're Auburn fan because you have a chance to win. We have no chance of winning, and they now have won the pinnacle. They've reached the pinnacle and brought home the championship. I'm happy for them,
I think
they
it's
really played
fantastic.
well. I mean,
They
Miami's
did.
a very good team. Like I said, the score was 27-21, and it was very close, and it was really exciting game. I'm glad that Hoosiers won too.
Yeah, it was awesome. Great game. I wish I hadn't stayed up so late, but I was
know it.
invested at that point. I was doing everything I could. I was shifting around and trying to get comfortable and trying to,
4
doing everything I
hours is
could to
just
stay
too long,
awake.
isn't
Woo,
it?
it was rough. It was rough. All right, it is 7:44. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about a team that has a college team that has won a second championship in a row over a certain sport. It's not football, but we'll talk
See
about
that.
it. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. Whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss, Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is 7:47. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio. So Alabama might not have won a national championship in football,
However,
but they did win one in cheer. They have won their second consecutive national championship in the world of cheer.
How about
and this is
that?
their 8th overall.
that's pretty good.
Pretty,
That's pretty good.
darn good. Yes,
right, exactly.
I think that's pretty cool. My granddaughter was doing the cheer stuff, and she got tired of it, and she was really good at it. But she decided to go forward with softball, and she is now on the middle school softball team for Pelham. And I am so excited because
Well, that's great.
I get to spend a ton of money on fan gear because I think the cheapest sweatshirt they had was $50. So
Wow. I hope they're making something off that, right?
yeah, they are.
To help to support the team.
I was like, wow, these things are expensive. So, yeah, I got to order one because the season starts in just a couple of weeks, and her first game, and you know it's going to be cold because it's February.
Yeah, we're planning here at the radio station to cover some
Yes, we
some
are.
girls softball
Yep.
and boys baseball this spring. So that's I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, I can be a part of that.
Yeah, it's Spring Sports Spectacular or something. I'm not even sure what it is. But anyway, yeah, we are going to cover baseball and softball this year. We're going to implement a lot of some sports talk and some other things. I think you are definitely going to be a part of that. So we're looking forward to that. And speaking of February, have you seen this story? This has cracked me up. Last week, it was cockroaches.
Yeah, I saw that.
This week, you can name a rat after your toxic ex for Valentine's Day. BetUS, the online sports book, is offering the chance to name one of its all-star rat basketball players for $15. You can register for a chance to win by filling out an online registration. Then you'll select which rat you want to be named after your ex by its jersey number, and the 5 best ex stories will be chosen to name one of the rat players. The winners will receive a personalized certificate to commemorate the event and will fulfill your ex's unmet childhood dream of being a pro athlete.
Those the 5 best ex stories. That sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? You just I don't know that there are going to be best stories, or I don't know that I would call them that. Maybe the worst.
Oh,
But
Lord.
for only $15, what were
$15.
what were the cockroaches at the zoo? They were
I don't know, but that was pretty
$10
funny
or something.
too. They
At the Birmingham Zoo, remember
Yeah.
the hissing cockroaches they called them?
That's hilarious.
I've never heard one, but I guess that's what a hiss sounds like.
Yeah, it's, very funny.
But yeah, that's that would be.
You know what? If I was single and I still was feeling scorned, I would do it. But I'm happily married, and I just don't. I'm not even going to revisit
Well,
any of
that's
that.
great.
But I could totally see me getting into doing something like that.
Did you say newly scorned or still scorned or
If
something?
I was still scorned,
Yeah.
if I was single and still feeling scorned, but I'm newly married.
You're not that anymore.
I'm not scorned
There
anymore.
you go.
Very happily and newly married. Yes.
Exactly.
I did see on Facebook locally where, the wharf is coming to Clanton.
Yeah.
And I saw where yesterday when I was out doing some sales stuff that there's some dirt moving.
I was going to say
They
they
got
moved something.
construction going on. And I did see online too where they're hiring for all positions. And I didn't save the post like a dummy, so I don't know who you need to contact, but I bet if you just look up the Wharf Clanton on Facebook, it'll probably pop up the new location and have some information about different hiring events that they're going to be having. So I was beginning to wonder if that was ever going to come to fruition because I had not seen anything about
but
it.
obviously something was working, in the works in the background there. The
Yeah.
city has invested a lot in that neck of the woods, so to speak, that part of Clanton, trying to prepare for their restaurant.
Yep.
Some incentives, I guess you'll call it, to bring the restaurant here. And the thing about a restaurant like that, it's going to be quite large, as I understand. Mm-hmm. So it's going to need a lot of customers in it. They're going to be trying their best to draw people in from other communities, not just us local folks, so to speak. But they're going to be trying real hard to bring in, which they could only help the city, right? I mean, if
Exactly.
they're successful. So
They do have one of
I
those.
hope things work out well, and like you said, get that building constructed and let people see it.
Yep, they have one in Moody, and I ate there, and the food is really good. It's very good. Their dining experience is a little different. It's almost like, it's kind of strange. You go in, you order at the counter everything you want, and the one that I went to actually served alcohol. So if you wanted alcohol, you had to order it then. And then you go and you sit down at the table, and then after you get your food, you have people that just come by and check on you and say, hey, do you need anything else? And I mean, you can ask them to get you something else, but then you have to, you have to pay as you go. There is no bill at the end of dinner. It's you're paying for it every single time. So it's a new transaction every time. Not sure how I feel about that, but
That is a little different.
it's a little different, but the food, very good.
Well,
It's wonderful, actually.
it's really so much can go into, not necessarily does go into it, but can go into the planning and execution of that plan, for a restaurant or whatever. And so I just assume that stuff like that has just become part of their business plan.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way we do business. People will get used to it if our food and service is good enough.
Yep.
They won't mind taking out their credit card 3 or 4 times, if that's what they want to do.
Well, if you go
They change their mind
else,
and want to, add a drink or add another appetizer or whatever. Like you said, they'd have to pay for it then.
and it's
Just
not
different.
It's not that big a deal. I mean,
Yeah,
really,
but it is different. That is quite a bit of
but
change.
The food is really good. I will say that.
And, we can
it
be
was
a
definitely
fickle,
worth
we
what
can
I
be a
got.
fickle people out there, right?
we
we
can
can
be.
like our traditions and such, and better not mess with them.
Right.
Sometimes.
Woo! I'm going to say good morning to some folks. Good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Kathy Ann. Thank y'all for watching and listening. I do appreciate it.
Morning.
So yeah, we're looking forward to the wharf. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for that to be finished, but I would say probably in the next 6 months. I think once they get building, usually those things get knocked
That
out
would probably
pretty quickly.
be a good. That would be
Yeah.
a good target. I mean, that would put them July,
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
about
So
July
that
or
would be a good
so.
time to,
I would say.
people getting out and going to eat.
Did you? Sad news too. Valentino Garavani passed away yesterday at the age of 93. He is a fashion designer. If you know it's Valentino, then you know that he kind of set the fashion world on storm many, many, many years ago, and he's continued to do so. But he passed away in Rome at the age of 93.
93. Just took his name and went out there, just made his way.
Made his way. He did.
And like you said, that name is synonymous with high quality.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, obviously high quality means expensive, but I don't want to say that, that way. That's not what I mean because, again, it's good quality stuff. You buy good quality clothes, they typically last you longer, if you
Right.
take care of them. But I have sad news, but 93, it's a long life. And congratulations for everything that he was able to accomplish.
Show you what Baden handed me a while ago.
Is this, is there something that
this
you
is
know
wrong
about you?
on so many different levels. I don't even know where to start. But
It looks like,
he put me in an orange jumpsuit and has me at 5'6", which, nah, I'm down here.
I was going to say you're wearing your heels. Right.
I'm
like at Christmas, you had those high heels.
Oh, yeah, I
on.
did have them on then. Yeah.
Yep.
He thinks stuff like this is funny.
Well, I mean, do you deny that is you in that picture?
I do. I deny that this. I deny that this part. This is me. That's my face. He
Oh,
probably.
okay. Okay. I see what you're saying.
He photoshopped this somehow, and he
didn't-
has me looking like a criminal, which I may be when I get off air.
Hey. I don't know why that
The
sheriff's deputy's out in
possibility
the
is
parking
high.
lot there, Trees.
Yeah, right. Oh Lord, he just thinks he's so funny.
Yeah.
I did see something else in local news. I live in Calera, and one of the things that I have complained about since the day I moved there is what?
The railroad tracks.
Yes, because I get stopped by the train coming and going.
You live on
Sometimes either or.
that side of the railroad
sometimes,
tracks.
Sometimes
I don't know which
in the
one
mornings,
that is, but a side.
I get held up by the train and end up having to turn around and, go the long way to work, which is frustrating. Or on my way home, I get stopped by the train and I am like a mile from my home when I am at that track, maybe less. So I get really frustrated when I'm on my way home and that train has got me and I am, stuck in traffic.
If it's going the right speed, it can be 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, but they've had a derailment right there.
Yes, I
A couple
recall.
of them. Last week they had another situation where a young man got hit by a train on the 20th Street tracks, and on the 20th Street tracks, you have it's a long one. You have railroad track crossing. So you have 3 different crossings, and so if you try to get anywhere around them,
Is that like 2 blocks off of 31?
you're gonna be in traffic. You're not going anywhere. So the mayor, his name is I should know it.
Kenny Dale.
Kenny Dale.
Cost.
Kenny Dale Cost. He says that we're thinking about considering a bridge. Building a bridge over there so that people can get over it, which would be fantastical. I would not be opposed to that at all. He said if they were to do it, it might be 2028 before they can get started. But look, I would not be opposed to that. So.
Well, he's talking about the traffic setup, and they did get rid of one of the crossings because they used to have 4 crossings.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you do. You just close it.
I guess.
And
Like,
but they have 3,
today.
and like he says they see a train coming, they try to beat the
Beat it?
trains, and they think that's why this man got hit last week
Yep.
because he was, I can make this, I can do this, I've got to get to work or whatever he's thinking, school.
Yeah, and
What's-
And
Watch
because
out for that big train. It will
because
tear
it's
your
in
car
the
up
main part of where 31 is.
and your body.
You can't get anywhere. When that train comes through, you've got 3 crossings that are blocked. You can't.
That's right.
You can't get nowhere. So hopefully they'll get something done. I'm pro building the bridge. All right, it's 8:00. Straight up. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a youth championship football game got canceled for a reason that is becoming all too normal.
Remember
I
what
would
I said
say.
about manners earlier?
Yeah. Well,
Got some folks in Arizona.
yeah. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. Stay with us.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family. We are back. The time is 8:04. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. We're talking during the break about, what's going to happen if we do get some, severe winter weather.
Heavy weather.
And we were just talking about, different things that have happened. When Snowmageddon hit, I won't ever forget. Once I got home, I got stranded at the doctor's office, and I couldn't get my car down the hill. I was stuck in the little parking area, and everybody that tried to go down that hill was just, sliding, and there was like a 8-car pileup down there at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not going to try that. So my kid's dad was like, he worked at UAB. He's like, I'll come get you. Leave your car there. We'll come back and get it. He came and got me. He had the old Honda. It was a 90-something Honda Accord. And that car, it was a hoopty. I mean, I'm just going to flat out tell you, it was a hoopty.
Okay, wait. Stop there. Now you have to define what hoopty means.
Well, it was a 1990 Honda Accord that had like 400,000 miles on it. Seriously.
So,
but it was still
unstoppable.
running. It was unstoppable.
There you go.
And he came and got me in that thing, but it took us about 8.5, 9 hours to get home. We didn't get home until late in the evening. And when we got home, we had found out that it had stranded a lot of kids at the school. And they were having to get out cots, and teachers and administrators were having to spend the night with these kids in school, and they were having to, fix them dinner. And then the next morning, they were having to get up and fix some breakfast, and they were calling people's, hey, can you take this kid until the weather clears up enough for it? So we ended up getting a kid.
Oh, you did? How about that?
We had a kid come stay with us for a couple of days until, the roads could clear up. We did have a lot of people in the community that were using chains and other things that were trying to help people get out of, situations where their cars were in ditches, because there was a lot of sliding going on.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about. The aerial views back in those days, just hundreds of people would try to get off as far as they could to leave the middle of the road open, for emergency vehicles and stuff. But I mentioned to you about our daughter's orthodontist told the story. He was over off 280 in the Hoover area. I am just having a terrible memory break here. I can't remember the name of the restaurant.
You put them in a post too?
Yeah, I think so. Something's wrong. But basically several people got caught in their office, from the morning, and then all of a sudden the afternoon, and the traffic and just affected everything. And they had somebody's little girl, I think it was, that, like 5 years old, that got left with them for just, briefly, thinking it was not going to be a big deal, mom running an errand or whatever. But they had that child for a couple of days. They were stranded for a couple of days. But there was a restaurant just right around the corner. He said that was stuck as well, and they had food, and so they just shuffled back and forth eating pizza, and it was an Italian restaurant.
Oh, that was nice.
And so it was nice, but there was lots of stories like that. Like you were saying, you took in a child, so it means you took care of that child, right? You fed, and
and he was, luckily it was
kept him warm and whatever.
One of my son's friends, and so they were like, he was like, well,
kind of
can maybe
sleepover,
Tristan's
huh?
mom and dad come get me, because his parents couldn't come get him. They lived way down 174, and if you know St. Clair County at all,
that
is nothing but, it's like this. It's mountain all the
hilly.
way. You were not, and I-20 is the same way, so you were not getting from
you
174
stranded,
to,
like you said.
stranded is an understatement.
Serious,
so
yeah.
we were like, we'll take him.
It is
Lord
an
help.
understatement. Yeah, we don't want any of that. Lord, if we can avoid that, we want to avoid that.
Just make it where we don't have to come to work. No.
I was looking. It looks like
what I need is some more off days, because I didn't have enough being sick.
the predicted lows next week. It was just a few degrees colder than it is. Right now it's like 20 instead of 25, but still it's going to be cold.
Yeah. See, and here's the thing. I think when it gets that cold, you shouldn't have to work.
Yeah.
Just shut it all down. Let's just,
But
go
what
home,
about
drink
all
some
the
hot
restaurants and places that you stop, because you're not working, you expect someone else to work, right? So that you
Exactly.
can be at the store, manning the stores, so to speak.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm
it
not
won't,
looking
maybe it won't
forward
get
to
that
that.
bad. Though.
I'm
But
hoping it doesn't.
What about what happened in Michigan with that giant car crash?
That's what I know. That's what I was leading up to.
That's what I thought you were.
So, Michigan had 100 or more
I think it was more.
pile up
100 car
due to
pile
the
up.
winter storm, and it had jackknife trucks. I mean, and here's the thing: when stuff like that happens, it is literally a snowball effect. I mean, once you start slipping and sliding, and stuff starts happening, and I'm sure that they were having to bust people out of there.
I bet they
people were just
were.
having to leave their vehicles, grab what you can, and let's go. We'll worry about it later. And I don't know where they all got taken to, and I'm sure some of them probably had to go to the hospital.
Oh,
Because
yeah, they did.
if you're going, even if you're just going 30 miles an hour, when you start sliding, guess what you pick up? Speed.
Exactly.
And you can't, your brakes are not going to help you. Let me just tell you.
They're
That's
gonna
the
hurt
worst
you.
thing you can do.
They really are. They really are.
And
of course, that's the natural tendency, you know. Hit the brakes. Of course, that's what a lot of times causes the vehicle, like you said, to veer out of control. Have you ever driven in heavy like that?
Well-
I used to work up in Iowa and been over in several states where in the wintertime where it was extremely cold. And I had a couple of near misses, you know, where people will make a sudden move and maybe I was just inexperienced and kind of lost a little traction there for a few exciting moments.
well, what I
it's
happened
quite
to me
dangerous.
was going. I was coming off of I-20 to get to merge onto 459, going southbound, and it was in January. It was really cold outside. It was around January the 9th, I think, and it had been sleeting on the road. It
Yeah.
had rained, and there were some slick spots, and then the sleet came down. Well, when I was merging from 20 to 459, I hit a little patch of what they call black ice.
I was thinking the term black ice.
Well,
Yep.
being the inexperienced driver that I was, I tried to stop. And when I hit the brakes, it slung me into a tailspin. And I ended up hitting a retaining wall and ended up upside down
Oh my gosh,
in my car
Therese.
with my kids. Knocked my daughter completely out. Auburn was in the front seat with me. Knocked her completely out. She was. I couldn't
gosh.
get her out
Bless
of
her
the
heart.
seatbelt. I, for whatever reason, and I don't know why, either my seatbelt came off me or I'd never clicked it shut. And so I ended up fracturing my neck in that one.
Oh my goodness.
Baby was, Jordy was just a baby. She's only a few months old. She was upside down in her little car seat, just
Were there any other vehicles involved?
just
Well,
mine.
thank goodness.
And luckily, a lady pulled off. She had a Mercedes, and she was. They got me out of the car. I couldn't get my kids out, and I was trying to pull Auburn through the window once I got her seatbelt undone, and I couldn't get the car seat because it was the pumpkin seat with the handle part, and I had it up, and for some reason my brain wasn't registering. You got to lower it down. So a man came running down the hill and helped me.
Well,
but a lady let me sit in the back of her car with her fur coat.
You were under some serious stress or distress.
Well, I didn't drive for months after that. I was devastated because I was like, it was my fault. I'm the one that slammed the brakes on. If I'd have just coasted through it, we'd have probably been fine.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you, when you're in a situation like that and you feel like you're sliding, same way with rain, take your foot off the gas and don't hit the brakes.
Just
maneuver
your car,
through it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Let your car slow down naturally if you can.
So let that be a lesson to all of you.
Yes.
Let my misfortune be a lesson,
Oh,
because I
man.
totaled my vehicle. It was smashed.
Well, if one ends up on its roof, it's usually going to be total.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Not a good time at all.
Not a good sign.
Zero fun had.
But
by
100
everybody.
cars, can you imagine?
That's a lot.
Bam, bam, just go bam, bam 100 times, okay? That's kind of what that would be like. I
Yeah.
mean, wow, that is a lot. I've seen, like I said, I've seen several, even in those states that I mentioned, Iowa in particular, that's where the company I work for was based. But I've seen several where there'd be 5 or 6 cars, that, like I said, just one hits, the other one slams on its brakes, trying to avoid them, can't do it.
It's
and
a
there's,
reflex.
There's a lot of hills up there too, believe it or not. It's not all just flat cornfields, but there's a lot of hills. And so, like you said about the roads in St. Clair County, there's no way you're getting in there and out of there because they're so hilly. So they have a lot of places like that. But there's one of these guys that I had several bosses over 27 years. You get a few of those. So, but one of them lived outside in, I'll just say 30 miles west of Des Moines. So it's really way out there. But it was real hilly, it looked like Alabama. It was so hilly. But he lived on a, I guess you call it a dead end road, what we would call a dead end road, and there's 4 or 5 houses out there, and they all had chipped in and bought a pickup truck, a 4-wheel drive, and put a plow on the end of it. And so when
okay. That's
when it
smart.
got bad, they would, it would be like okay, Troy, your plow duty is, 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. or whatever, and they would literally run it as often as they needed to keep it. Because if they say if you don't do that, if you just let it pile up 3 or 4 feet, then you got a real mess on your hands.
and it
But
takes
if
a while for that to
you'll
thaw
hit it
out.
every hour or two. That's why those cities up there
They're
put people
smart.
on those patrols, 24 hours basically a day.
Very smart. All right, it is 8:15. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a youth football championship that was canceled. And then also we will talk about a new website that parents can monitor their content that their children are watching too. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is 8:18. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. There was a youth football tournament in Arizona that was canceled Sunday just after 1 p.m. because a large brawl broke out between parents and players. The Arizona Athletic Grounds in Mesa says the police say there was 100 people fighting on one of the fields. Because so many people were involved, they had to request backup from other locations.
Said they sent 70 officers responded to this. This was a tournament, a football tournament, which
For kids at a youth
I guess
park.
they have a youth, football tournament. But man alive, it just got out of hand. They said the players started fighting first, and then the parents jumped in.
Spectators.
They probably jumped in to stop the kids, but then they got into it. So it was just such a shame.
45 minutes later, the brawl's over. The fields are cleared. Nobody's hurt, and nobody was arrested.
And Therese, they ended up canceling the rest of the entire tournament. They had several games to play, and it's just like, wow, it just ruined it for everybody.
And there was one parent that said, this isn't a rare occurrence. This kind of stuff happens all the time.
They did.
But it's usually just the parents. It's usually the
That's
parents
right.
acting up, not the kids getting involved in it too. But and then another parent said, "I'm not surprised that this fight broke out at all." I mean,
Have
I
you
was
ever
like,
watched the 7-on-7 football? That's what this is. Normally there's 11 players
"No, I haven't seen
on each
this."
side of the ball for each team. They have 11 players that start or on the field at one time. But this is 7 players versus 7 players. It's really just, it's like a passing game tournament, although I guess they do run the ball, but it's just 7 players. They have a person snapping the ball, the center. You have the quarterback and maybe one other blocker, and then there's 4 or 5 receivers.
Oh.
So I guess that would be, if you had a center and a quarterback, you would have 5 receivers. So there's at least 4 or 5 of them that go out for passes mainly, and there's 5 people guarding them, so or 5 or 6. So it can be very exciting, very fast paced, but it's super competitive
Yeah.
and ultra competitive. And this is a tournament, which means there's players coming in to Mesa, Arizona. Now I don't know if Mesa is near Phoenix or not, but I suspect it is. But can you believe it? 100 people were on the
Well.
field about a youth football game.
And here's the thing.
It's
And then somebody
wow.
says it was only a few people. It wasn't 100 like they said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called in 70 officers.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, if it had been 4 or 5, that would have never happened.
And they
But
wouldn't have canceled the tournament.
No.
I mean, not for that, not
No,
for
no,
a
no.
skirmish. You're going to have that sometimes.
Look, and so my ex-husband was the president of our youth league.
There
and
you
I
go.
was the secretary.
So you know very firsthand.
I
huh?
know firsthand how this stuff goes, and I'm going to tell you, parents are the absolute worst. But I will also say that you have some kids out there that they learn from their parents.
I was going to say,
how
you
to
think they're
act,
chips off the old block, the apple?
for sure.
I was going to say about the apple in the tree.
So, and I think every parent
Something
that's
about
had
distance.
a kid in youth park ball, whether it be baseball, football, softball, cheer, any
Yeah,
of that,
right.
has had an instance where a parent ruined it for everybody.
You think all the TV shows that they show and people act up, think that people just kind of do it because they've seen it themselves?
No, I don't. I think these. I mean,
just
I
think it's
understand it's emotional when you're watching your kid.
Just our society in general.
It's just our society in general. I mean, it's
We
just
kinda-
it got to the point I was so sick of dealing with parents. In the middle of the season, I went.
We were
Y'all
just
can have
talking
it.
about this,
Y'all
basically this
can have
very
it.
thing, weren't we?
I was
Earlier,
like,
you
yeah,
know,
I'm not going to do it. Y'all can get somebody else to be secretary. I'm done here.
talking about the way people treat. We were talking about how we treat each other,
Well, and
regardless of our races. Sometimes we
yeah.
just treat each other terribly.
And that's a volunteer sport. So I was a volunteer person doing a volunteer job, which means zero pay. I was doing it because there was a need to be filled. And yeah, no, never again.
I just remember,
That was my one experience.
I
I'm
played
done.
youth sports my whole youth, since
Mm-hmm.
I was about 5 or 6, and played right down here at the city park mainly, and then all over, fields across the county and our communities are near us. And I don't ever remember something like that happening. I'm sure it probably did, and maybe I just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
But it was we never had to cancel anything, because somebody
Yeah.
got so upset. I mean, there's always people yelling, like yelling at the officials mostly. But bless their hearts.
Aubrey's grandpa got thrown out of the ballpark because she really did make a bad call, and he was letting her know it.
Yeah.
And she said, "You're right of here." He goes, "You can't make me leave. You don't own this park." And she's like, "I'm the umpire. I have control over this park." And they went, yeah. Finally, he ended up having to leave, but he watched the game from his car in binoculars, so
Yeah.
he still had something to say before it was over with.
I bet.
Good morning,
Well,
Steve. Good morning, Piper Peach Radio. Whoever's
Oh.
doing that, I don't know if it's.
I was going to say
Piper.
I've also been an umpire for
Oh,
a few
bless your
years
heart.
for men's and women's softball and down in Montgomery, and boy, that was really competitive. I mentioned doing some national tournaments because of Lagoon Park. Has a 5-field concourse or whatever you call it. So there's a lot of games can go on at one time, and so it would host. And boy, people are really sensitive about those calls. You're trying your best. I'm not pulling for one team or the other. But
Look, I'm getting paid $20 to do this game.
It was 10 back then.
I'm not going to take abuse from you. Thank you very much.
it was only $10 back then.
It's like, oh my God.
It certainly was not worth what could happen. I have been run off the field at the end of the game once making a double play
Did you need
call.
a police escort like those basketball officials in that Auburn and who was it, Arizona?
They were right there.
Ooh,
They were ready to help me, but
So-
fortunately I got it back into the clubhouse there with no problem.
a friend of mine from high school was watching this morning, Steve Currington, and I noticed something
Good
yesterday.
morning, sir.
Yesterday, he said, my fiance and I are moving to somewhere. He was talking with Ricky. And later on, I caught that it said fiance. So congratulations, Steve.
Well,
you
how
got
about
you
that?
a fiance.
I guess he's misspelled your
news.
name here. What is it he calling you then?
Oh, he says good morning, grape. Yeah, he didn't say good morning to me. He said good morning, grape, which is Ricky.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know that. I thought
yeah.
you had a nickname and I just didn't know it.
I mean, I do, but he hadn't called it. That's okay.
Well, good morning.
There
like
is
I said,
let's see, what time is it? Yeah, we got a minute.
8:26.
So,
What about the Alabama cheer? You mentioned that last.
yes.
Last segment?
And here's the thing. They won. That's their 8th national
Oh, I'm
championship
sorry. I did think that was something else. I'm sorry. We did talk about the
But you know what?
Crimson Tide cheerleaders.
I don't remember. I don't know that Auburn's ever won one.
I don't know. Auburn's won several mascot, like Albany has won
yeah.
several mascot championships, but I don't know about the cheer. I really don't.
Are you big on basketball? Are you keeping up with any of that?
Oh, I'm keeping up with it. Yeah.
So what's
Auburn
going on?
and
What's
Alabama
happening?
are both struggling.
Are they really?
Well, the SEC, you have a surprising teams. Kind of at the top is Texas A&M. You have all the teams that were predicted early, like Auburn and Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. They've all got several losses. I mean, it's just like our football season.
Kentucky does?
Mm-hmm, they do.
Interesting. Okay.
But they did get a big win the other day. They won at Tennessee
Okay.
by 80-78. Same night Auburn struggled against South Carolina. Bama, let's see what they do last week. I think they lost to Vanderbilt, but they did win. They did win at Oklahoma on Saturday, which was a big win. I mean, they didn't play particularly well, but they won. But it's just a heap of teams that are like, I think Auburn's 2-3 in the conference. Bama's 3-2, and nobody's undefeated. I mean, it's just there's just
It's a free for all out there.
Everybody's beating up everybody. It's like when you go to you've got to win on your home floor if you're going to maintain any kind of momentum. And Auburn's already lost one game. Remember we talked about that. It was the shot from half court that we thought went in, but the replay showed it. He still had the ball when the clock hit 0. So they waved off the basket. And so we instead of going from a 91-90 win, we lost 90-88.
I'm still mad about that because I'm telling you what I saw was the ball was in the air when the clock went on 0, and they're saying they reviewed it and there was like a millisecond or something. I'm like, okay, that's taking it too far.
Yeah, it's
A
taking
millisecond?
Yeah, that's
What
like
in
taking
the
away a good
world
catch
are we
from somebody
doing here?
because
That
they
is like you really wanted
didn't
that
go
other
through the
team to
whole
win.
catch process, they call it.
Like I'm still mad about that.
But the SEC is just dog eat dog. I mean, they are literally chewing each other up, and of course, it affects our national seedings when we do that.
Yeah,
but,
it does.
But that's the way we've designed it. It's the way it is.
That's the way it is. All right. The way it is we got to take a break. It is 8:29 because he's over there. He doing it so hard. His arms are going to break off.
I know. I thought he was
Doing
harvesting
the chicken.
sugar cane there for a minute. I'm not sure what he was
Thought he was
doing.
doing the chicken.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, oh my God, he sailed a pen over my head. We will talk about the website that helps parents
raining
monitor
pens.
content for their kids. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. Stay with us.
Reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
We are back. The time is
Yep.
8:32. You're listening to
Kids
Morning
say
Mayhem.
the darndest things.
You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Direct Studio. The conversations that we get into, and we'll talk about stuff that we see on the internet that gets us going, and we can't necessarily repeat it on air because, you know,
It's clean, but
we're
it's,
trying
you
to
know,
keep
it's just not
unity.
necessarily, exactly, unity.
All right, so there is a new website. It is called Go Caboodle. It is a free website for parents and caregivers so that they can keep up with and manage what kind of content that the kids are watching and looking
Right.
at on the internet. The
But they are
parents,
watching them.
Yeah, and it's called Caboodle, Caboodle. You basically.
The whole kit and the caboodle.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
whole
sure where
kit
that
and
comes
caboodle.
from, but
Yep.
I remember that phrase.
He said he noticed that his kids were, you know, landing on some inappropriate content online, and he's like, absolutely not. So he's like, I'm gonna create it. His name is Galen Dow, and he said, and here's the idea: the parents have the control. With
Right.
this website, which you download it, you monitor, but you can also enter in what your kids are allowed to do. So if they can only go to YouTube, or they can only go to this or only go to that, when they're logged in on that, that's all they can go to. And if you want them to learn about dinosaurs, they can learn about dinosaurs. But if you want them to learn their ABCs, they can do that too. You know, if there is stuff, you know, cartoons and stuff they want to watch, you can make sure they're able to do that. But outside of that, they can't go any further. And I like YouTube is kind of like that. YouTube Kids, it's sort of like that too. I have that on my iPads and stuff for my
Right.
nieces. Whenever I'm visiting my sister, her grandkids, they like, Riri, can I have your phone? Riri, can I have your? And I just keep it the YouTube Kids so they can watch wherever they want. I think it's a great idea. I think there needs to be more of that. Here's the thing, though. That's a great tool for parents that actually use it, because parents, we've gotten lazy. We hand something off to our kids, and we're just like,
And then we're free to do what we want.
and then we're wondering, how did they get into that? How did they even know what that was? How did they learn about that? Well, when you weren't paying attention because you were trying to get them, you know, otherwise
Pacified.
occupied, yeah, then this is what happens.
Yeah. There are lots of sites like this or companies that try to do this. So I'm glad to, like you said, hats off to these folks that they think they're doing something. They're trying to make a difference
Oh, I'm
You
so
know,
sorry.
so
I thought
that
I had this
kids
off.
can't go to the wrong websites. But you think about that. That's just it's so easy to do now. You know, to go anywhere you want. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes completely accidentally you can get there. But
His money is through advertising.
yeah, I don't know how that works with
His money is through advertising.
yeah, I don't know how that works with hits and views and all that stuff. And they get so many that get paid some way or something. I don't really know, but it's get paid some way or something. I don't really know, but
And trying to, make sure she couldn't access this. One of the worst things that came out for young people that can get their hands on that is Snapchat, because you can get on there, and then so they're hiding content that they don't need to be having, and that's how. And so now he uses it more often than not. But those are the only 3 people, and sometimes my middle kid that I snap.
we talked about that before, I think, and I want to say we both pretty much had the same ground rules for our kids. Like they didn't get the phone until they were out actually in school and doing something where it required them to stay
Yes.
away, and then we, let us know when they're finished so we could come get them.
Yep.
That kind of thing, communication purposes, which was what 13, 14,
Yeah.
something like that, which is still young, very young. But I don't want to say more worried, but I guess I'm more concerned with our younger, more impressionable children.
Because even more things are exposed to the young ones than what was when mine were little.
Oh, yeah,
it's
a
just
lot.
it's crazy. It's wild. So one thing that Alabama had and was known for the longest time, if you were going north and you were headed into Huntsville, what was the big thing that everybody looked forward to seeing?
I know what you're talking about, the rocket.
Yes, the rocket. Well, it got dismantled.
Artemis rocket, I think.
Yeah, it got dismantled, and they were like, the repairs are going to be too much to keep it, and so we're just going to take it all down. And so people have been really upset about that being missing, because a lot of folks, that's kind of, they get out at that rest area, and they were like, oh gosh, I'm
That's kind of like a Peach Water Tower, isn't it?
Yes.
Exactly. So it's a
Exactly
landmark.
like that.
It was a landmark.
Definitely a landmark.
But it's coming back. It's coming back,
It
right?
is.
They're putting it back together, and I didn't see a time frame on that though. Do you recall what the time
They
frame
said
is?
that they hoped that I think it was like 2028-ish, I think. But,
Okay.
They are bringing it back. Work is currently continuing on a replacement for the one that stood for 40 years.
40 years.
Welcoming visitors to the state. So, I mean, it's probably going to take a minute.
Saturn B1 rocket rather.
Yeah.
It says Ardmore. I mean, it's just right there. Obviously, it was a couple miles inside the state line up in North Alabama.
Well, heck, I'm glad they're bringing it back.
Oh yeah, me too. Did you ever walk around when you were up there? And did you walk? When I remember walking by
It's
that
been a
thing,
long time ago.
walking
though.
by that thing as close as you could get it. I think you could get right up on it if I remember right. They didn't have anything restricting you from it, but it was in pretty bad shape, and they had these giant cables, holding it up, and it's like, boy, I hope those cables hold up, because if
Yeah.
that thing falls, tips over, there's gonna be some problems.
Yeah, but it withstood. I mean,
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
that
it
North
never
Alabama would get
failed.
some kind
Yeah.
of bad weather all the
Oh,
time.
I know, it never failed or anything, but that's just my mind.
But the fear, that,
yeah,
oh
the
my
thought
gosh,
of
what
it, the
happens
thought of
if
it
that
happening.
thing
But I'm
falls?
glad they're putting it back, not just for the recognition, but that is the Rocket City area. The Space Patrol is going to be located there, relocated
Yep.
there if it hasn't already. With that controversy that occurred several years ago. Why would they spend just millions of dollars on research, Treese, and decide that Huntsville, Alabama was the best place, and then the Democratic Party says, no, we're going to put it in Colorado. We're going to put it at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Obviously not disrespecting that at all, but why even do the study if you weren't going to go with the recommendation?
Right.
I can remember getting experts' reports, on certain claims and certain cases, and then you look at it and they're saying, here's what happened and here's what you need to do about it, and then you don't take their advice. And, you know, sometimes you rue the day when you don't take their advice. And so you wonder why they wouldn't have made that decision already. But it is, what I'm saying is that it's fast becoming the Houston of the East, you know, as far as where NASA's concerned. And I'm sure SpaceX will be right behind them. If the Space Force moves there, then I'm sure SpaceX will be right behind them, and Elon Musk and his genius will be up there in North Alabama as well.
Oh, sure. You know, he's gonna have something to do with it, because he is. What is he? Is he literally like an aerospace engineer or something? He's like, I don't know what he does. He
does everything. What he does, he's able to surround himself with really good people.
Yeah. And if he doesn't know it, he's that what you know.
Oh, he does know it though.
Henry Ford said that. He goes, I don't know how to build a car. I just surround myself with people that do.
There you go.
That's how he built his company.
He did it well too. You know, he had the first assembly line. You know, on the Fords. Watch those things. Even back then, it was pretty amazing. Frankly, I wish we still built cars that way. We had people doing it rather than machines. But I guess, you know, progress.
The only thing, the drawback to the way we used to build cars, they didn't get as good a gas mileage, which is why we have them like they are now. However, they were built better. I mean, they would last forever, and any mechanic could work on them. Now you take something to a mechanic, and they're like, well, you know,
I don't have the equipment for that.
Or they're so used to working on the new stuff that when you do have an older car, they're like, man, I can't work on that. I'm used to working on the computers.
That's
you know?
right.
You're like, my gosh.
A lot of old classic cars rolling around from the 50s and 60s.
I wouldn't mind having one, I'll be honest. There
I
was
know.
My old boss at the radio station, his grandpa passed away, and he had I want to say it was a Lincoln. A Marquis? A Marquis?
Marquis was a Mercury.
Mercury.
Which
okay.
is not made anymore. It was a Ford product,
a Grand Marquis.
Ford Motor Company product.
The inside of this car, it was like a champagne color on the outside. Not a nick or a scratch on it. Okay?
Right.
All the room in the world, you know.
Yeah.
Leather seats. I mean, it had for its time, it was like
top of the line.
Yes.
As I like to say.
And I love that. You ride in it and you're just like, you know, it just has a little motion to it that is so comforting.
Right.
That car, it drove like a dream, but his wife hated that car. She hated it. And I was like, wow, this car is the best. I love this car. I mean, it was awesome. She goes, I hate it. The only thing she did like about it was it had lots of trunk space. You could fit probably 6 bodies in there.
Yeah, exactly. You could spend the night in the trunk, you know, if you had to.
Yeah.
I own a couple of my grandparents' old cars. I have a 69 Impala and a 56 Pontiac. But they don't operate.
They don't
I
operate.
hate to see them rust away, but that's what they're doing.
As Bill said yesterday,
deader
than doornails.
I still have them. A friend of mine told me that the 69 Chevy was to be the one to fix up. It's an old 4-door Impala. It was a mint green with a black vinyl top on it. I mean, it's it's not too many bells or whistles on it. It did have air conditioning, which was, you know, a luxury back in
yes, it was
69.
We had the 465 model.
Yeah.
Or 260 or 255. 2 windows down at 55 miles an hour. Cause
I like the 465 better. The 4 windows down at 65
miles an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
I knew exactly what you meant, though.
It is 8:45. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I have one of the funniest stories I think I've heard in a minute. It's funny. It was a Texas robbery that took place or attempted to take place, and I'll just have to tell you about it because.
Just gotta do what you gotta do, I guess, sometimes, right?
I think this will make some folks giggle. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you. whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs, all conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is.
Oh, we're back. Oh my gosh, what timing that was.
You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Beach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio. Baden has got us.
What time is it?
He wants us to do all kind of stuff, and
I
I'm
know
just
it.
I'm out.
Man, he's pushing the envelope.
We're not doing that today. So there was this lady in Texas. The story is so funny. And she was attempting to take a few items from a store. And she's 40 years old. Her name is Carrie Altz.
Yeah, I guess.
And unfortunately for her, this is Beaumont Police said that a loss prevention officer attempted to stop her on her way to her car. But she was trying to get away, and so she pushed him and grabbed him, and then also allegedly lunged at the store manager.
But wait a minute. But how did that affect anything? It's just grabbing him.
Well, when I first saw this, I thought she grabbed him because it said that she twisted, and I thought that she might have grabbed him and twisted in his no-nos, but
Right.
it wasn't. She got him on his chest area
That's.
and twisted the.
I don't understand, Treese.
Had a.
I'm just
she-
kidding. I know. I'm
she-
just joking. Just go ahead and say it. She grabbed him by his nipple and twisted it.
And twisted it.
Ouch.
Like she grabbed it hard and twisted.
Enough to be
which-
arrested.
Which caused him to feel pain. And I guess she sort of kind of got away, but they ended up catching her.
Yeah, that's right.
She was charged with robbery. She had some outstanding warrants as well, and for previous theft offenses. What she stole was
Too bad.
couple of bags of Hershey's chocolates and some feminine hygiene things.
Feminine pads, it says.
The amount of stuff she stole, $16.21. The amount of her bond, $75,000.
I would presume that she would still
So-
be behind bars.
Let's let that be a lesson to you folks.
Well,
I had never known anybody wanted chocolate that bad.
well, I actually found. I think I
That
got
you
it
would
through
do a,
like
you know
Alabama
what,
Public
Twister.
Television. They had a. They used to do a real nice catalog for Christmas. I think I got a sweater from them one time. That's, you know how like a ransom note they used to cut the words out of a magazine and paste
Yeah.
it together so it all looked kind of, but that's the way this
Wonky.
shirt is. Yeah, wonky. That's the way this sweatshirt is, and it says, "Hand over the chocolate and no one will get hurt." And that's what I think of when I see somebody stealing bags of Hershey's chocolate.
That is so wild to me.
And then compounding things. Well, let's face it. It does say in the article, Trish, that Miss Altz had a criminal record,
She did.
which is also contributed to the fact that they threw her $75,000
Oh
bond
yeah, because she was not a one and done. She
for
was
previous theft offenses, is what it says.
Yeah.
So, boy,
she had a rap sheet.
yeah, there you go. That's right. As long as my arm, which is not
She
real
had-
long, but it's a pretty long rap
She
sheet.
had a rap sheet. Yeah. You know, I was a thief at one time.
You were?
Oh yeah, I got some Red Hots at the Winn-Dixie in
Oh.
Center Point.
Red Hot candies?
Red Hots.
The
Yeah,
candies.
the
'Cause
candy
you know,
in the
they used to
box.
have red hot dogs.
Oh no, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
Red
This was
Hots
not. I
were
did not steal a
red.
hot dog.
You know, dyed in the
stole-
wool, dyed number 40 red hot dogs. Go ahead, tell us about
I
the
stole
red
the
hots
Red
that you
Hots
stole.
at the Winn-Dixie, and like a dummy, I opened them up in the back seat of the car. And my mom said, "Where did you get those?" And I said, "From the store." And she said, "I didn't pay for those.
Yeah.
Did you pay for them?" And I said, "No." She whipped that car around. She drugged me back in that store, crying for all I was worth, 'cause she told me I was going to jail.
Were you pouring the red hots in your mouth in the car before you got back to the
Well,
store?
I had my fingers in the box and I was getting them and putting them in my mouth, and I thought I was being sneaky. I guess I felt like if I couldn't see her, she couldn't see me,
Yeah.
which is not the case.
Mothers have eyes
Yeah.
in the back of their head. Everybody knows that.
We went right back to the Winn-Dixie, and she made me apologize to the store manager, who started to tell me that it was okay, and she was like, "No."
No, it's not okay.
And he said, he goes, "Well, you know, of course, my mom offered to pay for them, and I."
Probably thought they were going to take you away or something, didn't
I
you?
did. He made me believe that next time I would go to jail, and
Yeah.
I was terrified. I cried all. Now, when I got that crying, my mom wasn't satisfied with that crying. She wasn't satisfied with catching me
Oh,
and
no, that's the
humiliating me in
public.
public.
The private
no,
was the
the
worst.
private was way worse, way
Oh,
worse.
gosh.
It involved a red behind, and yeah.
I bet. But that's how many more boxes of red hots did you steal though?
You know, believe it or not, none.
None.
Can you?
None. From that one
From
incident.
that one incident.
And
I
you've said, I
said, "Never
really
again."
shouldn't do that. It's tempting.
Probably
and I
shouldn't.
obviously can get away with it, or at least, until my mother figures out what I'm doing. But,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
it's a
know.
lesson learned. Unfortunately,
I've never been a good. I don't get away with anything. I always give myself away.
you always get
Always.
caught.
I can't lie because I'm not good at it. I can start smiling and grinning, and you can always tell that I'm dead.
Right.
You know,
you
I'm
don't hold up under
dead
interrogation
giveaway.
very
I do
well,
not.
do you?
And then if I were to have to lie, all you would have to do is say that, "No, I saw this," and I'd break right then and there.
right.
I'm not good at it.
Well, but
Not
that's
good at it.
just
So
your-
that's why I don't try it.
That's your good raising, Therese, is
Yeah.
what I would attribute that to. You have a conscience.
Well, it's
you know better.
that or the
now
beatings.
parents always say,
was
you know
either
better.
that
What'd
or
you
the
say?
beatings.
Oh,
that
the
I
beatings.
got.
Yeah, that too.
Probably was a deterrent.
That too. I think about the beatings, that I took as a child. And
Holy
I really
Moses.
don't think there were that many. It was kind of like stealing, a bag or a box of Red Hots. You get spanked a couple of times. You realize I'm just not going to do that kind of stuff
yeah,
anymore.
I didn't get a ton. I probably had my whole life. I probably had 5 or 6. But I will tell you, those 5 or 6 taught me a thing or two.
Mom used to talk about my brother Ken was just unwilling to admit. He would like to argue all the time, argued about everything with Daddy
middle kid.
and her.
I know, my son.
But she said, I learned how to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and no, sir, and be done with it. because a lot of times you could just diffuse things by not responding back in anger. And so, I mean, I wasn't the perfect child, but I can remember Mama said I was smarter than he was dealing with Daddy.
All right, it is 8:56, Mike. We're winding down
I know.
for today.
I can't believe it's gone by that fast.
It did go by fast, and Baden wants us to start signing off in a more unique way that grabs the audience attention, the listener, and it's more specifically the watcher.
I appreciate the
morning
fact that
show
you explained that in a
Facebook
way
and YouTube.
when you explain it in a way that gets me off the hook, because I'm not responsible for what's about to happen.
Yeah. So apparently he thinks this is the Ellen DeGeneres show, because what she would do is come out and dance. She'd dance with the people, just,
I forgot about
smiling
that.
and all
I was
that.
not a big fan, but I saw that.
He
I saw
wants
her
us
dancing.
to do that as we depart for the day.
But
She's
we can
going to
stay
show
in the
us how to
seat,
do the
right?
worm.
And he wants me to do the worm, and I said absolutely not. There's no worm.
Don't know
no
what that
worms here.
is, but that was why we were laughing so hard when we
It
came
was
back on the
because
air
I
for
said
this
I
segment.
am not doing the
You
worm.
said, I am not doing the worm. And I thought, well, I think we're going to get to see the worm here in a minute, whatever that is.
We're not.
No.
We're not going to see the worm. I can guarantee that. What I am going to do is my impression of a guy that we go to trivia with. He does karaoke. And when he gets up on that stage to karaoke, he does this, I call it a white boy dance. I'm not even sure what it is. But he cannot dance. He's so white, he's clear. And he gets up there and he starts doing all these moves that remind me of Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's the best. That's my best. That's the best way to describe my dancing.
I'm gonna depart today and close out doing my version of, I'm calling it the Preston.
The Preston.
The
That's right.
Preston.
Oh, yeah, you did that earlier. That's right. I remember showing that.
Yeah.
Now, okay, well, here we go.
Are we ready? A 1 and a 2. I gotta stay seated? Oh, well, you can't see my moves then.
Just have to do it in the chair. Are we dancing now?
We're dancing, I guess.
My wife tells me when I clap,
him.
I look crazy.
Clap off feet.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.